Okay, so you have been doing this for 50 years or so,
Yeah.
more. And it sounds like you want to support the younger people who are doing this kind of work. And, I tend to the sort of radicalish side, and a lot of us think old white guys have been holding on to power and have been dominating, and we don't really need to hear from them. So, what do you say to that?
Oh, I totally agree
Okay.
that part of the problem has been the dominance in our society of a certain kind of male hierarchy, supported by religious affirmations that the man is the lord of the woman and that the lord of the household. And in the last 30, 40 years, a whole wave of feminist theology has undercut that seriously and necessarily. And I am much instructed by that. I came to believe the critique of patriarchy. I came to believe the dominance of a very destructive myth of male superiority that works it out in terms of households, employment practices, and so forth. First thing I would say is that old white guys should shut up. They should be, if at all, at the edge of the conversation and speak when asked to speak. That's an appropriate place for a white male in any kind of serious conversation. At the same time, you need to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can share something about why what you're doing is still something we should pay attention to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good question.
Okay.
Good question.
Anyone who ever says anything about religious faith seriously is taking a risk. Religious faith is not obvious. There's so much evil in the world, and we're talking about a good God. So everything has to be spoken with a certain modesty and hesitancy. And if you are also one of this class of old white men that needs to shut up and listen, where was I going with this?
Why should people listen to what you have
What
to
I
say,
have to
even
say.
though you're an old white man?
I can't justify that. I'm taking a risk, given these circumstances, of saying what I think. And if someone wants to listen, that's great. I do think I have some insights to share that a bunch of other people haven't seen, mostly men perhaps. I do believe I have some insights in terms of what the history of Christianity has to offer to this discussion, what American understanding of American history has to offer to this question, that Americans are captives of a kind of schizophrenia, of where nature is either a place where you escape to or it's a place of resources. And I think the perspective I bring can offer healing and can give also individual people a sense of purpose, and not have Christians. The only thing worse than a chicken is a chicken Christian who sits in the back pew cowering because the world is so bad and Christianity has had so many failures to it. I would say let's find where the gold is in all this dross. And if there is gold there, which I think there is, it would be irresponsible for me not to share it.